that I shall be delivering a keynote address. In fact, it's an inaugural function. Keynote address is given in a workshop. I will be touching the subject on human rights, but this is not a keynote address. This is the second function organized by Bar Council which I have attended. The first was in my second home, Himachal Pradesh, which I attended as judge of the Supreme Court. It was a seminar organized by Mr. Subba Rao. The grand success has overwhelmed, and I am quite confident and sure that today's workshop, this workshop, will also be a success. I am eagerly waiting for recommendations, and more particularly on human rights. If possible, I shall try to implement it. It is my proud privilege to be here with you in this fine morning on the auspicious occasion of the 20th National Legal Workshop organized by the Bar Council of India, the Bar Council of India Trust, and the Bar Council of Assam, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Manipur, Tripura, Mizoram, and Arunachal Pradesh. For us, it is a fine morning, but people coming from warmer state, it may not be a fine one. I hope you will tolerate our temperature. Keeping with the tradition of Bar Council of India and the Bar Council of India Trust, in a part of continuing legal education program to upgrade the professional standard of the members of the legal profession of the country, this workshop has been organized. I think this is the first such workshop in North region of the country, and I congratulate the organizers and thank them for giving me this opportunity to be assisted myself in this inaugural function. Well, with one correction, it is true that the signatories, India, and Article 51 of the Constitution is committed to implement the various provisions laid down in the said declaration. Our framers of the Constitution were men with foresight, and while drafting the Constitution, the provisions of social and political right of the Declaration were incorporated in Part 3 of the Constitution, that is fundamental rights, which are legally enforceable. In incorporating the directive principles of state policy and a Part 4 of the Constitution, framers of the Constitution took clue from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Fundamental rights, which are human rights, can be legally enforced in our country through Article 32 of the Constitution and Article 220 of the Constitution. You are all aware, in 1978, the Apex Court in Maneka Gandhi's case gave a complete due dimension to Article 21. By this opened the entire horizon. Now, on all human aspects, the Apex Court has delivered judgments, has given rights to us, and the whole theory of Gopalan's case was given decent burial. Now we are marching ahead. In relation to terrorism, In case of Indra Vishnu Thakur and state of Maharashtra, his case is reported AR 1994 Supreme Court, page 2623. Supreme Court held as follows. Quote, it is not possible to give a precise definition of terrorism or to lay down what constitutes terrorism. It may be possible to describe it as use of violence when its most important result is not merely the physical and mental damage of the victim, but the prolonged psychological effect it produces and or has the potential of producing on the society as a whole. There may be death, injury, or destruction of property, or even the
Shri D.V. Subba Rao, Chairman, Bar Council of India, Honorable Justice Ken Sakia, Honorable Justice S.N. Phukan Sahib, Justice N.S. Singh, Justice V.S. Shirpurkar, Justice Arun Mishra, Shri Adish Agrawal, C.K. Sharma Barua, Shri P.C. Dekar, Shri A.B. Chaudhary, the judges of the High Court present and formal, the honorable members of the legal fraternities, the lawyers who are representing their respective bar councils, who have come from the different corner of this country, ladies and gentlemen. I deem it a great privilege and honor to be invited to the 25th National Legal Workshop organized by the Bar Council of India, the Bar Council of India Trust and the Bar Council of Assam, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Manipur, Tripura, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh, and to be associated myself in this function. Assam's natural beauty is well known. One has only to go around and hear the melodious music of the murmuring hill terrains and rivers and see the beauty of its valley and its swart green trees. People of Assam have been known for their friendly traits and personal charm, their joy and spirit, and never failing to respond just and equitable cause. In this atmosphere and the surroundings, the workshop organized to deal with the subjects terrorism and human rights, civil court practice with reference to the recent amendments, environment and wildlife protection, arbitration, conciliation, mediation, Lok Adalats as alternative dispute redressal is welcoming decision considering the present scenario. Have no manner of doubt, it will provide a guiding path to the young entrants in the profession. The seminar has been organized in regard to these subjects with the legal education in mind. The legal education program to upgrade the professional standard of the members of the legal profession of the country should confirm for making an accomplished lawyer. It is from amongst these lawyers that the judges are chosen, and ultimately it is the quality of lawyer is necessary that forms a necessary part of the mental equipment and personality of the members of every profession. This is for the Bar Council of India to consider and adjudicate and decide what steps in that regard can be taken. The workshop is organized on the topics, on the subjects, which are the laws enacted and governed within the territory of India. The laws which will apply within the Indian territory and shall be made enforceable. But whether we can also consider at the elite gathering the concept of the international laws which are enforceable internationally. That is to say, whether we can think of a world parliament enacting particular laws where there is least resistance, which are acceptable to every country for enforcement of those laws. The world is now constituted into a global village. With science and technology, internet and telecommunication have practically brought all countries within the borders of each other. The equatorial and polar regions are environmentally interdependent, and so are the inhabitants who dwell within those regions. Certain rivers, lakes, waterfalls, and seas are shared by the establishment of global laws to be globally enforced. Persons who are unfamiliar with the principles of the international law might believe that there exists a body of laws that can enforce national standards or behavior among all the nations and international individuals transgressors. They might think that the United Nations has such powers, but they are unaware that the Charter of United Nations expressly forbids to intervene within the domestic jurisdiction on other countries. There are a large number of behaviors that are forbidden by the laws in every country. For example, genocide, murder, stealing, unjustified physical harm.